listening to Oilersnation Radio, a member of the Nation network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash. 1 hour of straight hockey talk with Dan, Rick, and Tyler and Bag Milk starts now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Oilersnation Radio, episode 155. We got a packed house today. I'm Bag Milk. Waz is here in for Tyler. Tyler again takes vacation right when we've got things going on, but that's okay. Jay's sitting in, Rick's here, Caroline's here, Dan's here. We've got a lot to talk about, but it's all about the Oilersnation Open that happened yesterday. First time in a couple years we've been able to have the tournament. Very excited about it. But first, got to shout out our friends at Sherwood Ford. Jay, you got your truck still. There was no
Still
winner.
got it. Yeah, no one took it from me.
They had a hole-in-one challenge yesterday for the Nation truck, but unfortunately nobody got it. Got to shout out our friends at Sherwood Ford for making that happen. Check them out on Twitter at Sherwood Ford and on Instagram at Sherwood Ford _the Giant. So before we get to the golf tournament, we're just going to check in on the only Oilers news that happened this week. The team announced, actually Jason Greger broke it on Oilersnation.com, and then they announced it the next day. The Oilers will require proof of vaccination for the upcoming season or proof of a negative test. Just want to go around the horn really quickly, get your thoughts on it. Personally, I expected it. We've talked about this on the podcast a couple of times now. It was exactly what I expected to happen. Not really a surprise to me at all. The reaction was about as interesting and funny as it could be, / really annoying to take care of, but that's fine. Just real quick, Jay, your thoughts?
First off, your M-Chuck's taking vacation like it's his job.
Yes.
Obviously, it seems so.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he was shotgunning beers at 10 in the morning. I don't know.
Rest for the job you want, Jay.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm happy they did this. This is a necessary step to take, so I'm happy. It creates a safe environment. It also means that we're going to be entering into the building and watching some hockey this season, which is very exciting. But at least they're doing the right things to try to keep people safe. So I am all for it.
Caroline?
I totally agree with Jay. Here's the thing. A lot of people in the comments will say, you know, they don't have any health concerns. They don't want to feel pressure, but sometimes it's not about us. It's about the person next to us who might have health concerns that we need to think about. And if it's overall creating a safe environment, I think that it's completely necessary. It's funny because I shared our story to my Instagram story from Nation Network, the Oilersnation Instagram page. And I just put a poll. I said, would you now get vaccinated to go to an Oilers game? And the option was, I already am, or no, I don't want to. And I got called a self-victimizing millennial turd online. And I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever been called. I've never in my life been called a millennial turd. And I'm going to go with it. Why did the turd
get included in there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like a t-shirt design.
Yeah.
And that's literally what I said.
On the back of a jersey.
That's what I want to do. I'm like, you know what? It has a nice little jingle to it. I've never been called that before, so why not run with it? And people just need to breathe, move on, enjoy the Oilers game, get vaxxed, and move on.
Rick, you got tickets. Your thoughts?
I'm on board with the rest of you guys. I don't think anyone's going to be against it here. I completely expected it. We've seen it in the bigger leagues in the NFL, and I think it was just a matter of time before we announced it. So when it was announced, I said, it really didn't have that much effect on me. I kind of expected it. So it's good. Let's just move on from it and let's get training camp going.
Get back in the building, Dan.
I am upset. I just joined the season ticket registry again this year and I've canceled it. They didn't go far enough. I have to go back to Rogers Place, double vaxxed, and I have to sit next to Leaf fans and Flame fans. Like, why aren't we banning those people too? You have to get a 48-hour test to prove that you know enough about the Edmonton Oilers to be in the building.
That's right.
No, it's a great move. If you didn't catch it, there was an article that was just put out yesterday where they asked 9 marketing executives how we can help people get vaccinated, and they said humor is the number one thing. Make light of it, have fun with it, enjoy the fact that the building is just another way to incentivize people to want to get vaccinated and join the science wave that keeps rolling on.
Waz, wrap it up.
It was pretty much expected. Dan, I won't lie, you had me in the first quarter there. I won't lie. So, but it's not surprising, and I just kind of find it funny when people are saying, "Oh, the Oilers are going to lose money because of this," or I'm going to put a lawsuit against the team. I don't think they care. They're not really going to lose money. considering the Premier League, like in England, they've been letting fans back in and they have similar rules and they're like selling out 70,000 seats. I don't think it's going to be a problem for the Oilers to sell 18,000 seats. Like it's not going to be a big loss for them at all.
So Waz, you didn't burn your Warren Fogle jersey.
I mean, I wish I could have kept it.
I wanted that so
bad.
I
wanted it so bad.
I wanted the Duncan Keith jersey.
I wanted the Zach Hyman.
Well, you should have the Hyman jersey because you got the Leafs connection there, so that makes sense. You got a
technically
more,
Barry, Cece, and Hyman should all be mine.
Oh yeah, we're the Maple Leafs 2.0, aren't we? Jesus.
Literally, you guys are.
They play much better here, though.
Could we get a much better here, though?
I will say, Tyson Barrie kind of had a negative reaction from Leafs fans in Toronto from the season he played with us. When he came to Edmonton, I said, I pray that this guy does so well, that Oilers Nation loves him. And I was really, really happy to see him play last season, kind of find his stride a little bit and, stay with the Oilers now. So I'm very, very happy for Tyson Barrie. And I hope somewhat, I know what you're saying, Dan. and same thing happened for Cody Cece. And I think Zach Hyman will be just fine.
I'd say it's like 60% pro Barrie right now.
But
a lot of people forget he led the league in defensive scoring, and we need to say that more often.
60% is better than what it was in
100%.
Toronto, is what I will say.
That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
60% of the time, you're correct. 100% of the time.
Touche.
And we have to be pumped that we've got the NHL defensive scoring leader signed to the contract we've got him signed to.
You got a marginal bump.
It's Mike Green 2.0. When Detroit had Mike Green just clicking at a high rate, and then Washington even before that. You learn to accept some defensive liability when you got that kind of offensive pop.
Well, I mean, that little post I made with the Fogle jersey sparked a comment war because someone said that, oh yeah, we gave up our best defenseman Ethan Bear for Warren Fogle. So
why didn't you give away a Bear jersey, Waz?
I don't know.
What were you thinking?
I didn't know he was our best defenseman last season. I'll be honest. I never considered that.
A lot of people forget Darnell Nurse. It's a common thing.
Well, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid like by the gallon on Warren Fogle.
Oh, 100%.
It's the season.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
Kool-Aid season is here. And there's no better way to kick off Kool-Aid season than with our first event in 18 months. So if you just give me a second here, I kind of want to roll with it. Jay, Dan, jump in if you want here. 18 months ago, last event we threw where we were able to get together. We went to Vegas on a nation vacation. We came back and literally the next week, the entire world shut down.
With 30 Germans here in town as well.
There was... Yesterday was the Oilersnation Open. It was our golf tournament. It was the first time in a year and a half where we were able to get together. We've been doing the podcast together. I haven't seen you. Jay, I haven't seen you. Rick, I haven't seen you. Caroline, we just met for the first time yesterday. Really, Waz, same thing. So it was pretty incredible to actually be able to throw an event again and have people come together just for a fun day, a fun tournament, all for a great cause for the Jason Gregor Foundation. And it meant a lot. Just kind of cruise around the course and see people having a good time. Nation gear was everywhere. A lot of hats were out. A lot of t-shirts were out. It was really, really cool to see. And it was really fun to get together again and just have a group of people that are just amazing citizens of the nation that, it's all based on the website. We all love the Edmonton Oilers and we got to come together and just have a really, really cool event. So Jay, I'm going to touch in with you first. First time in a couple of years, we've been able to hold the ON Open and it was a great day.
It just felt good. That's a big part of our lifeline, right? At the nation is doing events and bringing the community together and hanging out and celebrating our fandom, good or sad or happy. We're in this together. But no, it was great. Event went good. You guys did a great job with organizing it. Our sponsors, like every hole essentially had something going on it, which is crazy. So from a whole sponsorship and point of view, like it was so good. So it really adds to the like the fun of the event and the vibe of the event. So we're really grateful for that. And then all those prizes that we gave away, we gave away 10 hockey jerseys. I thought that was great. So it was just good to see everyone. Everyone was in good spirits. It was good to see Gregor cry. It's been 18 months or 24 months since we've seen that.
Yep.
He cried on cue. That was great. It was great to have Frank get immersed into the jungle that is, you know, a nation event. And he had a lot of fun. But honestly, for me, the big thing we did, so in real life, we auctioned off a twosome to play with Yaremchuk, myself, and Chalmers, and Fanny Pack Freddie won it. Fanny Pack Fred, sorry. His name's Scott, and his brother Brett came and played with us, and we honestly just had a really good time. They're two really good dudes, and you know, we did our best. We were in the mix for a bit, and we melted it on the last couple holes, but it's because we were having too much fun that led to kind of us having a very weak finish. But that's a good thing. So all in all, it was just good to do it. And it was like I said, it was a vibe. It was a vibe that I missed.
It really was. It was a vibe. Dan, it's been a couple years since been able to do one.
Yeah, it was. I mentioned it. Caroline gave me my first Caroline interview, and it was what I said was just driving up to that course. You just I started to vibrate a little bit, just get excited because I was seeing people and was going to be able to, you know, hug people and just, yeah, it was a good feeling to be back. But what I always am kind of humbled by, and when we're out on the course and we're talking to these people, and you just, you know, you say thank you for your support and that kind of stuff, but it truly means something when all the money that we raise goes to Gregor's grads. And what's unique for me about that is, you know, often we do raise money for charities that we don't have a ton of exposure and linkage to, but Jason Gregor is Oilers Nation. And so we're front and center, familiar with what he does, the great work that they do within this city. And, you know, by extension, of course, it wouldn't be possible without the Nation fans and the Oiler fans that come out to these events and partake and donate and, you know, and then just have a blast with it. So it's so much fun to be back on the course every year. It's that kind of, like you said, it's the tee off to Kool-Aid season, and we're able to do it, and it's all in the name of Gregor's grads and being able to raise some money for some young men and women that need some help there. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Before I check in with the newbies here on the first Oilers Nation event they got to attend, I got to shout out DoorDash. You need to be fed. Today is a day where I'm feeling a little bit fragile. I'm feeling a little bit sensitive on my inside feelings.
Today is a delivery day.
Today is a DoorDash day. Today is a day where your old pal Bag Milk cruises what's available on DoorDash and orders $300 worth of Chinese food for just one person. And thank you to DoorDash for bringing it to my house. And if you use the promo code ONRadioDD, you will get 25% off your first order and free delivery. I encourage you to do it. Maybe try something new. If Tyler was here, I would yell at him to try something new. All he eats every day is just room temperature water with a squeeze of lime in it.
And matzo sticks from Arby's.
And matzo sticks from Arby's.
So
yeah, mozzarella sticks.
Big liver and onions guy.
Mozzarella sticks are super underrated, and if that's all Tyler eats, I respect the guy even more. So that's all.
If I'm going to Arby's, on the list of Arby's, we don't need to go into this tangent for too long, but I don't think matzo sticks is at the top of my list.
I want the meats.
They can come in twos. They come in twos, so they're okay. But with matzo sticks, there's a serious timeline involved in eating them. You need to get them down. You need to get them down early and quick when they're hot.
But not too quick.
I'll be fresh.
Lava.
Real fast.
We introduced Caroline to the Arby's conversation last night.
Well, I've never. I'm gonna be careful because I'm starting to understand that there's an Arby's community here. Whenever I see the commercials, respectfully, I'm like, oh, I don't. That's probably the last thing I'd eat with like the sauce on the roast beef. But
on,
now,
that's the best.
How dare you?
But now I'm like, maybe I'm being judgmental and I just need to try it. Just like Taco Bell Cantina in Vegas, which I'm sure we'll go to.
Oh my God.
Whoa. I remember this.
I also told her about that too. Yeah, that's exciting. The thing about Arby's, and this is the most interesting thing about it, is their campaign for the longest time is, I'm thinking Arby's. Here's the thing. No one ever thinks Arby's.
No.
Until you have it, and then you think about it. And that's
or you listen to a Nation property.
Oh yeah, well
we talk about it all the time.
We are evangelists for Arby's, as it should be. That's the thing, though. They can't market themselves. They can't market themselves so well. They kept telling people, "I'm thinking Arby's," when they couldn't get anyone to think Arby's.
So,
They need
so
us.
talk to me. Is this a hot sandwich? Like, is the bun
Oh my,
hot?
yes.
Like,
Oh, Caroline, is this a hot sandwich? Is
The
that
beef
sauce?
and cheddar? Come on.
Beef and Chad, tell him dead. That's all I got to say about it.
Have
I'm
you
gonna try
been
it
to Schwartz's in Montreal?
no.
That's a smoked meat sandwich, but it just kind of give you a visual of kind of like it's a lot of cut meat, but this is now roast beef in a bun. These guys are beef and cheddar guys. I'm a purist. I just want the meat as the platform. Put that in the bun with some horsey sauce.
The bun is the vessel.
The bun is the vehicle.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is when we're in our Nation HQ setting and we're all coming into the office, we're gonna go on DoorDash and order our Orber. That's order and Arby's all in one word. We're gonna Orber Arby's straight to Nation HQ, and we're all gonna eat one together.
We
gotta
are
do it because
we are in the nexus of Arby's within Edmonton. It's wild. DoorDash has to hook us up because it takes you 25 minutes to get to an Arby's from
I don't think I've had Arby's.
Umfordville.
They're disappearing, and it's really breaking my heart here. That's all I know.
Because no one's thinking Arby's. We got to help people think Arby's.
I feel like Taco Bell is also disappearing around here.
Yeah, around here they are.
Yeah,
they are for sure. In the States, they're very prominent. Thinking about the States, what I don't get, what's the best thing at Taco Bell? Quickly, what is the best thing at Taco Bell?
It's a taco. I just get a taco supreme.
Whoa, fries.
Gordita, cheesy gordita.
Fries.
It's a crunch wrap.
So it's not fries supreme. I'm an audience of one. The fries supreme is not the best.
They don't even have fries supreme in the US, do they?
I know they do nachos. That's the problem. That's my.
I'm not a Taco Bell guy.
Ooh.
If it's the cantina, I'm there. How many times did we go, Rick, in Vegas? 4 or 5?
Three times in 36 hours.
Yeah. All right,
dude. The Dorito shell. Come on now.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so
I
good.
only go to the cantina because I know that one of you guys will be there at all times. So it's like it's like the Canadian embassy or the Edmonton embassy.
Can you not tell that we're hungover right now?
Yeah,
100%.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
DoorDash all around.
This is a long DoorDash ad read, which is great. But what we should do is monthly, we should do a DoorDash food review where we go ding dong, have DoorDash show up with something, and we review it as part of the podcast.
100%.
Again, ON Radio DD to get 25% off your first order and free delivery. How's that for an ad read, DoorDash?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Back to the Oilers Nation Open. I want to check in with Caroline and Waz because this was the first time you guys have got to attend a Nation event. Been with us for a little bit now, but we haven't been able to do anything. Even Zach Lang. Zach Lang's been with us for 2 years nearly, and he is yet to do, this was his first event. So I just wanted to check in with you guys. Caroline, I'll start with you. What did you just kind of your thoughts on the Oilers Nation Open just as a whole and your introduction to doing events with us?
It was so fun. Everyone was so kind and warm and welcoming, which obviously it's been like that online. So I wasn't surprised to experience that, meeting people. Like I had an individual who I think is a big fan of Oilers Nation named Alan come up and talk to me, and just, he was so, it's hard to just, it's like, the feeling I have here in Edmonton with Edmontonians, it's just family. Like you're friends that have known each other for a long time, even though I just met them. And I love that. So that was kind of very cool for me to experience in person. I thought the golf tournament was hilarious. I thought Jay's team was just a absolute, it was a hilarious team to be around. So I'm excited for everyone to see the content. It was awesome to be with Josh for one last day. It's so funny because I met Josh back in 2019 when I was with Sportsnet and I was interviewing some of the Oilers, and Josh was with the Oilers, and we talked, and I remember going home and calling my mom and been like, I just met like one of the nicest people today. And what's really cool about Josh is he's super talented, but his energy is just great too. So much so that I told my mom about meeting this awesome person and whatnot. So then it's funny, you fast forward to 2021 and I had 1 week to work with him at Oilers Nation, but I would have never thought I would have the opportunity to work with him. And it's just, we were laughing about it, how crazy life is. So it was sad. It's sad to see Josh go, but I'm really excited for him and pumped that we had like one last day together. He's a crazy kart driver, so it was fun to experience that. And I got stung by a bee. So I feel like I'm fully initiated into Oilers Nation, and I'm ready to go.
I also got stung by a bee. The wasps are aggressive.
Wasps.
Yeah, that's been Alberta for the last month. It's just been wasp season.
Well, I was talking to somebody on the course about that, and I said, you know that Elon Musk makes flamethrowers. Little did I know there was an actual flamethrower on the course. Like, I actually didn't know that when I fed that to an acreage owner that was on the course with us.
I used that bad boy on the marshmallows, and I completely torched them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
As you should. I
should.
don't know what a flamethrower would be for if you're not torching something.
Well,
Waz, I want to hear your thoughts, buddy. First Oilers Nation event.
It was great. I think it was the one event I was looking forward to like all summer. It's like as soon as I heard it, it was the one thing I was looking forward to. And I honestly had a blast, had a couple, maybe too many drinks at one point, but I eventually sobered up. It was great. I learned that I don't know anything about golf because people were asking me questions about golf and like how far they're shooting. I'm like, I have no idea.
Pretend was.
I
when
try
they
my
ask
best.
you just say 500, 600 yards.
Fake it till you make it, buddy.
So, but yeah, no, overall it was a good time. I loved riding around the cart with Zach, even though he ditched me at a couple holes for a bit.
Oof.
I was stuck at the HGA group a hole for like 15 minutes wondering where's Zach.
Oh, yeah, you texted me during my baseball game.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where you were. I was like, where's Zach? I felt stranded. So, but other than that, it was great. I thought the dinner was awesome too. Like I don't think anyone's mentioned, but that chicken was like amazing. 10 out of 10.
And shout out to those potatoes.
Yes. And the beets. It's the first time
They have offended the Shaolin Temple with that giant bowl of beets. Like that felt like that was a direct shot over the bow at me.
Well, it's the first time I ever actually had beets that weren't like in borscht. So that was
I was about to say, Waz, tell me you're Polish without telling me you're Polish.
Yeah. So I can't wait for the next event, honestly. I'm excited for that. And I love doing the social side of content. It's a lot of fun.
Rick, you're a veteran of a few Oilers Nation Opens now. I know you were playing yesterday. How did it go for you?
It was fun. I get to see people a lot more than the rest of you, I think, just with my job. I'll obviously around people, hundreds of people every Friday, Saturday night. It's nuts.
You're saying we're kind of shut-ins, Rick?
No, I just say that's just what I am, right? I'm bombarded
in my
with
mom's
people
basement. I get it.
Since July 1st, and it's been crazy. So I think I take that for granted a little bit. So, and then doing this, we do this every week. So I feel like I've seen everybody, but then, I pull up and I hadn't seen Bag Milk in 2 years. Dan, hadn't seen you. And by the way, Dan, you look fantastic, buddy.
Dan's fucking disappearing on us.
My Lord. I
appreciate that.
What we see over this is one thing. What seeing in real life, man. Oh, it's great. So it was fun to see everybody. It was fun to meet everybody new because obviously the Nation family has grown a bit during COVID and people haven't been able to meet people apparently. Waz came up and was talking to Jay and I yesterday, and Jay, like, we actually haven't met yet. We were just internet friends all the time. It's funny. Like that's just where we are right now. So I take it for granted a little bit, getting to meet getting to see everybody all the time. So yesterday was really nice and seeing people that I still hadn't seen in 2 years. So hands down, it was a great time. You guys did a fantastic job like usual. Cougar Creek did a fantastic job. The course was fantastic. Our game might not have been so fantastic, but the rest of the night was perfect. So thank you everybody there for everything you did, because it was a great tournament one more time.
Weather was great too. Like we've had some of these tournaments where it was a little bit greasy. I remember the first one was a little bit cold. But yesterday it couldn't have been.
It was meant to be. Honestly, I feel
pouring rain at the end of the last one.
Couldn't have been a better day. It was just cool to see so many people and like talk to a bunch of sponsors too. Like I was having fun at the Japa table because Marin from Japa brought me a bunch of pens because I always rave about their pens. So I was walking around with a pocket full of them and just like, you got to share those. And I'm telling everybody off, you can't have my fucking pens. And that's just how it went. And there was a bunch of drink holes and there was a bunch of fun. And it's fun to interact with citizens of the nation in a way that's just kind of loose, and you get to see people be themselves a little bit. Got to chirp Gregor a bunch as he's driving because that was his first round of the year. So I was having fun with he and Frank. So it was great. And then going into the dinner, Caroline and Waz were kind of running the show for a lot of that. I thought you guys did a great job. Waz, you were crushing it on social, and it was just a really fun day. And like Jay said, it's always great to see Gregor cry. I think it was a little bit quicker than normal this time.
He before he even started talking.
Yeah, he was cheering up. Yeah.
I saw him as he was sitting down going up, and I saw he was starting to get a little flush in the face, and I was like, oh, this one's coming real quick this year, because I guess he's out of practice. I'm not having a tournament last year. So
real men cry.
Of course. And he let it out, and I love it.
I learned that you get a couple drinks into Zach. He's very good at ad reads and just like selling advertisers. It's great. Get him like 6 drinks and he's amazing.
What I didn't know about Zach is the flow he's got going on these days.
Oh my God.
He has got
he has more hair than human at the moment.
Men don't realize how hard it is to grow hair like that. Like it takes time and good products, and his hair is like bleached and healthy and at a good length. I'm looking at him, I'm like, I'm impressed. Like, what do you do with your hair? Tell me, what's your secret?
Caroline mentioned also Josh Park. It was his last day with us yesterday. He and I had a good bro down session last night. I love that kid. He's got a cool opportunity ahead of him, and it's a bummer that we're losing him, but we're excited for him that he's going over to OEG to work on their in their video department. I can't wait to see what he comes up with his last video. Jay, you spent the most time with Josh of any of us. Just kind of let's talk about JP for a little bit.
This is an emotional one. Josh was like our little brother, right?
Yep.
And I spent a lot of time. He was the only one I spent a lot of time with because we were doing the pregame show all the time, just to kind of fill the void. I guess for me, I think I just needed that human connection, and that's why we did the show. But yeah, no, yeah. What can we say? We love the guy. He's a talent. He is a nation person through and through, but obviously got offered a pretty good opportunity that kind of fits his, what he wants to do in terms of game day activation and whatnot. But that's we're excited for him. There's always going to be a place here for him. I think he felt the love yesterday. For me, it was just like I hung out with him. We shut down the River Creek Casino last night, mainly because I just didn't want to stop hanging out with him because I knew this was probably the last time we're going to hang out for a long time. So he stayed up with Frank and I and Chalmers and drove us all home after as a good guy that he is. But yeah, no, it was a good run with him. So there's always going to be a place for him here. I think he felt the love, I think, from everyone, because I think we all felt like he was one of us. So yeah, it's sad. Surveyor Brett made that video that we posted today, and it was, it's emotional. So it's always sad when you see one of your children leave the nest,
Yeah, he sent me just like a really, really kind note this morning. So the kid couldn't have been better. He is pretty awesome. Dan, I'm going to jump to you. You said instantly when you met Josh or saw his videos, you're like, you're going to be gone from here real fast because you are too good.
Yeah, I actually told Josh that, like, in a message early on when I welcomed him in. I said, man, like, your level of talent has the sky written on it, and the potential is just going to be there. And so yeah, I knew, like when people come and join the nation, we bring in people that are here and are ready to be a part of something, but some people just get that call, that light shines through the ceiling and they get called up. And so, yeah, Josh is heading to the big leagues again, and couldn't be happier for the guy. Ton of talent, ton of humble, just kind emotion. And so yeah, he's going to be missed here. We've seen a lot of graduations happen over the years, and it's always special, but it's bittersweet for sure.
Our friends at Cornerstone Insurance, they want to make sure that you're covered no matter what you've got going on in your life. Auto, residential, commercial, life insurance, got a claim to put in, they're there for you. If you go to cornerstoneins.ca, cornerstoneins.ca, on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see a button that says Citizens of the Nation. Click on it. Get yourself a little bit of a discount on your insurance. For 90 years and 4 generations, Cornerstone has been a family and employee-owned business here in Edmonton, and they're here to help. Check them out again, cornerstoneins.ca. I want to talk about the reception a little bit, or the ceremony, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Waz brought up the chicken. It was delicious. Food was great. Potatoes were spectacular. Jay, have we ever given away this many prizes? Because I was watching it and it just seemed like Caroline kept calling numbers over and over and over and over again. And I was just like, this is the most shit we've given away. It has to be.
And I felt bad because like Caroline's there to MC the event, but we had to give away so many prizes. So it was that. But that's what it's all about, right? Like that's our sponsors stepping up, because that's all we ask for. This is not, this is about raising money for Gregor's grads and also trying to give back to our community as well. So, people spend a bunch of money to come and play in that event, and they buy their super tickets, but we want to make sure that there's value, and we want to make sure that a large percentage of people are going home with something. So basically it was like 1 in 4 people were going to win something on that super ticket, and all that prizing, like the values of it was just crazy. Like we had loge seats, we had a Maserati for a weekend, we had like 10 jerseys amongst other things, like in $200 gift cards to here and there and everywhere. So, but that to me is what's important, right? So like, just so people know, like the Nation process for us when we deal with sponsors and advertisers, we don't like to get into like a transactional advertising relationship. We like to get into partnerships. And what that means, a bunch of things. That means like, you're not paying us to get so many tweets and so it's like, no, like we're going to work together. We're going to collaborate on stuff. There's going to be stuff we don't even know yet that you're going to be brought in on, and vice versa. We're going to be agile, but also one of the main elements to any partnership we do is what does the community get? Right. So that's very important to us when we're talking to partners, is what can we give back to the community for this? Because that's ultimately why we're getting into this arrangement. So we always have to make sure we're awarding them. So that's always the model that we do. So we always invest in the experience, and we always want to invest into getting people a chance to win something for attending an event and helping a good cause and having a good time. So it was wild. Poor Caroline. You must have said 10,000 numbers last night in terms of just all the tickets you had to draw and all the numbers you had to read. So thank you for that, because I know that was probably kind of monotonous, but it was a good problem to have, because that means we were giving away a lot of good stuff.
No, honestly, Jane, I'm saying this very honestly, I love doing stuff like this. So please don't apologize, because I actually started having fun at some point. I'm like, okay, I'm going to let the last number linger. I'm going to torture people a little bit. I loved being able to give, like, on behalf of course, Oilers Nation and our sponsors, these prizes away, because when Patrick won that one prize and everyone stood up and started cheering for him, I started like getting emotional, cool. and it was very cool, and then there's 2 guys who won, I think like 3 or 4 times each, which I was like, what are the odds? Please go buy a lottery ticket and then, split your winnings with all of us. But it was so great to be around everyone, and it was so fun. And just, being able to give Oilers Nation a high five or a hug when they won their prize, or, just being able to interact with everyone. I think even after so long of not being able to do that because of the global pandemic, and then of course me being new here to Edmonton, it was so fun, and I could have done that all night. So please don't apologize. It was great. And the swag that we gave out was awesome. Like AirPods, jerseys, gift cards. The Maserati. I was like, man, how do I get a couple tickets?
Jay, one thing I want to ask you about, he's not on this Zoom call, but Jared and Sales put a lot of work into getting this thing all together, and we got to give him some love for everything. So Jay, just kind of, if you could just take us behind the scenes a little bit about like, how long does it take to put this tournament together? Because I was out at the course, I think around 10:30, somewhere in there, helping to set up. And there was a lot going on, but everything was basically done already. I just had to help put things together and take things out. And Jared did a lot of work there. So just kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit on what it takes to put together an Oilersnation Open.
Oh, well, Jared essentially did it all. It's been a crazy summer for myself, so I couldn't be too involved. But Jared, it's like, don't worry, I got this. He absorbed the whole thing. There's a lot of logistics that go behind the scenes to a golf tournament. Booking the golf course. Now I bring our sponsors, getting our prize list together, going to market and starting to sell teams, marketing that we're doing that. And then just the whole like logistics of setting up, working with the Pine to get the buses, getting the registration process set up, getting all the sponsors taken care of once they get to the course and get them out there. Like, there's a lot of work that goes to the leading up to the event. And then on event day, it's like hectic. And Jared just jumped on that grenade for us and just executed amazingly, and made it the event what it was. But there's so many little details that go into these golf tournaments. I don't want to. I could talk for an hour about it, so we don't need to do that. But like I said, there's so many little details into that, and things that you think about how to improve or change that you need to do when you're getting and planning in terms of things that you might foresee happening or things you can improve before they happen. But it's wild. Like Jared, I saw Jared at the end of the day. Like he drove the Nation truck back home at the end of the day, and you could just tell he was exhausted.
Yeah,
because he had been pedal to the metal for this whole week, right? Because this whole week is like firming everything up, driving around, picking things up, doing all that stuff. So very grateful for Jared to take on the project for us, because it helps us a lot. But the people that attended, all the feedback was very positive. So big shout out to Jared for sure.
Also a shout out as well to every good man has an amazing woman behind them, and Jen Sharp is also just a part of that grinding out stuff too.
Jen is a machine. Yes, I'm remiss to not even mention her name.
Yeah, no, and I know you were just doing it because Jared is the man on that this year.
Yeah, Jared's a front-facing Nation person, but Jen, they were a 10. Yep. Jen is a very organized person and definitely helped Jared be the backbone of all that. Then Jared, because Jared's like me, we like to run around and just go crazy and as fast as we can at all times, and kind of so you need that tandem. So no, Jen definitely helped and stepped up huge, and was the mother of this golf tournament.
Well, and I was going to say too, Jay, like, you mentioned it there. It's a Nation trademark when we have events, when we have stuff that we've done all the work and the planning on. Stuff doesn't go perfectly correctly every time, and we always have to pivot, and we're always making those quick moves. But every single time we do an event, there's less and less of those little pivots and changes that we need. And this year, everything was leveled up. It was amazing to see. I'm sad that I had to take off a little bit early, but yeah, it was fantastic to see everything just kind of come together, and not a lot of pivoting needed at all. It was a blast.
If you look at the first tournament we did into the one that happened yesterday, we've come a long way in terms of putting together a golf tournament. So it was pretty fantastic.
Not to mention this one during a pandemic wrapping up, and everything kind of
like I said, for the first time in 18 months, we were able to get together. And like I said, Dan, you start walking towards me as I'm sitting at the registration table. And the first thing I see is, where the fuck did you go? You're melting on me. You're melting away on me. So
doing what I can.
It's super cool. I'm very excited about it. It's super awesome to hang out. It's just funny too, also thinking about everybody who's invested in the website and just loves the Oilers and the community surrounding it. How many photos I took with people yesterday where everyone knows the shtick. Everyone knows what's going on, and I was facing other ways. There's a lot of pictures in the back of my head from yesterday. I'll say that. So it's fun. I love doing those things. It's a weird day. It's a fun day. It's a great day. So just before we get into hot and cold performers here, I just want to go around really quickly. Waz, what was your favorite part of your first Oilers Nation Open?
Oh, that's tough. Is it selfish for me to say all the free stuff? Like drinks and foods, like
no,
I don't know.
Indulge.
I'm happy if that's one of the answers, because we want to make sure that people feel and see that and experience that.
I'll also just say, just meeting everyone for the first time, just like that was really nice. Finally getting to see a drunk bag milk in person. That was awesome. That's iconic. So it's like I've spent the last 4 months editing you guys onto TikToks, and it's just finally meeting you guys. It's great. So.
Caroline, what about you?
Yes.
No, go ahead,
Rick.
I said you have a couple more gears left in you too. I've seen he was watching his pitch count yesterday. I've seen him take that to another level. So yeah. So you come to Vegas and you'll see another version of that.
He wasn't Fremont bag milk.
Wait. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about fourth gear yesterday. I think there's an extra couple, and it's it's a special event to get those out. Caroline, what's your favorite part of the day?
You know what, guys? I've never been to a golf course. So yesterday was I know everyone is always shocked to hear that. For some reason, I'm the first one to try every sport. Golf's never on my radar.
Did you take some swings yesterday?
I did. It was absolutely brutal. I'm sure when the video comes out, people are gonna be like, how the hell was she a high level athlete? It was, I like half rolled my ankle, half took like a chunk out of the ground. It was really, really bad. So I'm sure you guys are gonna look forward to seeing that. But it was just very cool to not only experience a golf course for the first time, but be around what I call, like I said to, you know, my fiance on the way home last night, and then my parents this morning on the phone. I've had the opportunity, obviously, to work at a few places. This is the first place I've worked at where I feel like it's family. And what I'm excited about is when I go to bed at night, knowing I get to wake up the next day and get excited about work is what makes me very happy. So yesterday was a fun, long day where I got to experience, you know, my first golf tournament with Oilers Nation. And then the next day I'm excited to, you know, talk to you guys. And I think that's a super fulfilling feeling that I haven't had in a very long time. So I'm going to ride that wave for, you know, I'm going to let it go on for the rest of the weekend and whatnot. But I think it was just nice. Like it was such a breath of fresh air for me. And I'm just happy to be here.
Rick?
Hands down, I was getting to see everybody again, from everybody here to some old members that were there. Millie, he was around for one of our first Vegas trips. It was great to see him. Great to see Graham. Yeah, just getting to see everybody again. It's been a while, so it was nice to see everyone again.
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, same thing you guys said already, but for me, a neat little thing was to have that one day as a coworker with Josh in person, of course, and then it's my answer for everything we do when we get to interact with people. It's being able to talk to fans. I love standing on our Oilers Nation hole and just chatting for 5 minutes, and it can be about just about anything to do with the Oilers, and you're speaking the same language. And it's an excitement that I missed and I enjoy, and I look forward to having many more of those moments going forward.
Jay, best part of the day for you, buddy?
Well, like I said, Caroline also took a putt for us to miss. I just want to make sure everyone knows that. And that was
I missed everything I do is brutal.
That's going to be, we still made the birdie. It's okay. So we forgive you. Obviously, like the people thing's the big thing, but I'm going to go and hone in on something that was interesting. So Gregor and Sarah Volley are playing behind us, and we are just heckling them the whole time. And because we would see where they're having to hit their next shot from, or we're seeing them miss putts, and we're just getting in their head. And I know Gregor was getting pissed, and I know Sarah Volley started then yelling at like Chalmers, like 2 holes, for 2 holes, Chalmers. If he hit a bad shot, like Frank was always watching him. And then we got to hole 13, and Chalmers and Frank made a bet, and Chalmers lost. So Frank gave him a double or nothing. And Frank,
what was the bet?
So the bet was Gregor hit an amazing drive on this short par 4, just short of the green. And we said we bet them. Chalmers bet them they couldn't make birdie, which is pretty easy to do from where they were. And they almost didn't, but they did. So Frank, just because he knew it was an easy bet to win, gave Chalmers double or nothing on the next green closest to the pin. So Frank's getting in Chalmers' head and stressing Chalmers out before he shoots. Chalmers steps on the tee, fans the green, and misses entirely. And then Frank steps up while Chalmers is trying to heckle him and like stuffs it to 10 feet.
Nice.
And then from there on out, the wheels of our team came off. We thought our last 4 holes were horrific. It's because we were in their heads for the first 14, and they got in our heads for the last 14. But it was mainly Frank getting into Chalmers' head. And then just watching the dynamic between those two for the rest of the night was so funny. So like, I just wanted to hone in on just that one, because I was so entertained and got so much joy from it. And as Caroline knows, Chalmers is very entertaining, and the videos will attest to that. So just a little moment of my day that was super fun. But yes, of course, the people, the community, all that is awesome. It's good to be able to start doing stuff like that again.
Chalmers went full Matthew Tkachuk there.
Oh yeah, he did. It was funny.
Ate his words.
Oh God.
I stole a drink from Chalmers at dinner, and I think he was drinking triples because that thing was intense.
Ooh.
It was intense. Just a great day overall. I'll just finish it off. My favorite part about it was seeing all of you. Waz, I've been staring at your face for months now, and I've never met you. Caroline, we just got to meet yesterday for the first time. Dan, I haven't seen you in forever, buddy. Rick, we're roommates on everything, and I haven't seen you in 2 years. And then Jay, outside of the disc golf, I hadn't seen you either, pal. So it's been a long time to go without seeing people that I normally spend a lot of time with. So the best, love talking to people, love just the feedback I was getting on the website, or just stuff we make on social, and people just were happy to chat about Oilers Nation and the website and what it means to have a community that throws events like this. And that's always super cool. And I can't get enough of them. I'm looking forward to the next time we get to do an event. But
October 22nd.
Time to, season opener. Time to get the Deuce Vodka hot and cold performers in the mix. No Tyler, so I'm doing the buttons again today. I apologize to the podcast reviewers that don't like when I do the buttons, but Tyler's gone. He takes vacation. Like Jay said, it's his job. Day after the golf tournament, no Tyler. Monday, no Tyler.
He's
whatever.
my cold performer.
Yep. We'll get there. You go to deucevodka.com, you will see a handsome picture of Brett Kissel holding a bottle of Deuce Vodka. And right beside that photo, you will see a button that says Find in Store. You click that, you will find out where you can get a bottle of Deuce Vodka for the weekend, provided that you are of legal drinking age. And if you're in Saskatchewan, hit them up. They've got an email address, sales@deucevodka.com. They will help you find it if you're in Sasky as well. As we do every week, we start with our veggies, our cold performers of the week. I'm going to start with Mr. Nation Dan, your Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week.
My Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week is DoorDash, I guess, a DoorDash shout out, because it's not DoorDash as my cold performer. It's McDonald's for their recent announcement that on August the 31st, something is happening. Just go ahead and say it's the McPizza, you cowards. Let's go.
I want shaker fries.
Everybody get on DoorDash, request. I don't even know how you can request it, but see if DoorDash can make some pull to get the McPizza on the menu again. McDonald's, you're teasing me. I got to wait 4 more days to find out what you're announcing on August 31st. You're my cold performer of the week.
Oh, that's cold.
I scared Jay there with calling a sponsor my cold performer of the week starting.
You've been dragging us along.
I'm getting some teases in.
I
went and did a stand-up comedy set, Jay, and now I think I'm a jokester.
Well, I'm a little delicate today, Dan, so I'm taking everything at face value.
Yeah, I'm also feeling fragile. Dan's throwing curveballs at me, and I'm not ready for it. Waz, you're next up. Your Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week.
I don't know where to go. I don't know if I should just keep it on theme with the tournament, or my Manchester United, bring back Ronaldo, because that's pretty fun. But I'll give it to Jared for all the hard work he put in for the tournament. So that's my hot performer of the week.
We're doing cold performers, pal.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't know if we give a cold performer.
Did my McPizza throw you that off? That
yeah. I thought. Okay, wow. This is a really Waz moment. Honestly, I don't know.
Thanks for everything, Jared.
Don't tell Jared.
Oh wow. I don't really have a cold performer. Can you skip over me?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Burr. All right, there's your button. There's your button for Waz. Rick, you're next up. Your Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week.
It's more about the time of the year. We're right before training camp, which is very delightful. But unfortunately, we're right at the end of summer transactions and stuff. So I know this is an Oilers podcast, and we really haven't had an opportunity to say anything about the team because nobody's doing anything. So it's just going to be on the time of year when there's just at the end of all the transactions, just before we get going, and it's just a quiet part of the year. That's it's kind of boring right now. So I can't wait till we get another week and a half here. We start getting the boys on the ice and things get moving for the next season.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's for Tyler. Caroline, you're next up. Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week.
I'm my own. I'm my own cold performer because the mere fact that my name's going to be attached to that golf performance that I had yesterday scares me. But I'm going to take one for the team and allow that to go online. But I need to, if anything, it opened my eyes to the fact that I need to take some serious golf lessons. And then that is motivation for the next year to come. I'm going to have a breakthrough tournament and I'm going to squish everyone.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
Yeah, maybe it's a series that we can get going. But
ON Open 22.
Yeah, we'll see how far I come.
Burr. All right, there's your button. There's Caroline's button. Jay, you're next up. Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week.
Well, I'm going to say it's me. I needed to Chalmers' wheels fell off after Frank got in his head there for the last 4 holes. I needed to step up for the team, and I couldn't. We made a bogey on 18 because I made a bad decision, and I feel like I let our team down because we were buzzing. The guys were having so much fun, and I'm gonna wear that as a team captain. It's on me. I was cold performer. I didn't step up when the team needed me the most.
Ice, baby. There's
I feel like Jay's been thinking about that moment since it happened. Like the way he just talked about it, you can feel the emotion.
I like to win, or at least like to try, and we got Brett and Scotty, and they're having a great time, and they love that we were in contention, and then the wheels came off, and I just that's when I needed to show them I gotcha, and I couldn't.
Waz, are you gonna say something?
Yeah, I got one actually.
Go ahead.
Dan, I might need your opinion on this, but I feel like the disc golf could have gone a lot better, and I'll give that to my cold performer of the week was the disc golf at the Oilersnation Open.
I tried my best, was.
No, not you. I just feel like not a lot of people are into it. I felt like we're very confused at times of what you had to do, how to market it.
That's the beauty of it, it's a rigged game so that nobody knows what they're doing and they can't win.
I'll give my cold performer of the week to the disc golf at the ON Open. Just didn't go as I would imagine.
Wow, Waz. Thanks.
Just to wrap things up, my Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week. I'm also going to give it to myself for eating shit out of a golf cart yesterday. There's a handful of people that saw it. It did not go on video. I'm almost sad JP didn't get it. So I had a beer in my left hand. I had my phone in my right hand, and I was trying to post something on Instagram, and sales guy Jared takes a left. I was telling everybody it was an aggressive left, but it really wasn't. I was lying. He takes a left, and I just head her out of the golf cart, tuck and roll style. Did not spill my drink though. I would like to say. And I got back in the cart, and all of a sudden I could hear somebody from 1 or 2 links over go, "Holy shit, bag milk down." And it made me laugh. So on my own Deuce Vodka cold performer of the week. Dan, I need a button, please.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Oh, Dan's so good at that.
Thanks.
Dan's ready.
From The Office.
All right, let's flip it. Finish off on a positive note. Caroline, you're first up. Your Deuce Vodka hot performer of the week.
Hot performers, Chalmers, hilarious personality all day at the golf tournament. Jay touched on it. I'm so glad that he did, because he made me laugh so much that my face hurt, when that I was actually standing there like this at some point, squishing my face back to normal because I was smiling so much. The commentary when he ripped on I think his name was Mike. He's like, "Nice sandals." Do you remember that, Jay? He was ripping on him for every little thing he said. And then we were all of a sudden you realize what he's saying, and then you hear All Saints in the background, and I'm just like, where am I? It almost felt like an out-of-body experience in the best possible way. So Chalmers needs his own show or comedic stand-up. I don't even know what his purpose is, but he is hilarious. So he wins.
He's a hot guy. The button for Chalmers. Waz, you're next up, buddy. Your Deuce Vodka hot performer of the week.
So I kind of leaked it at the beginning of cold performers, but honestly, there's been a lot of good things this week that have happened, like the Spider-Man trailer, Ronaldo going back to Man U, the Oilersnation Opens. I don't know where to start, but I'll give it to everyone who helped get the Oilersnation Open all set up and how everything just kind of went. Josh Park, Jared, everyone worked so hard to make it an amazing event.
Feeling hot. There's Waz. There's his button. All right. Rick, you're next up. Deuce Vodka hot performer of the week.
Well, I'm going to say Waz just took mine, but we'll give it to so Alan Kramer and his wife Susan Kramer were 5 and 6 with us yesterday. And Jay, I know you said you got a bogey on 18. Well, we approached 18, and our round was pretty much over that point. We had a really strong front 9, back 9. I'm not so sure what happened. I kind of know what happened, but anyways, we got the ball over the water and 1 off the green. Everybody comes up and chips. Nothing. And then she steps up and chips one in from well off the green to secure our birdie to get us from 9th to 8th place or something like that. She was solid off the tee for us. So yeah, she really helped us out when we needed it the most yesterday. So we're going to give it to Mrs. Susan Kramer. She really helped us out and got us that 8th place finish after that.
So hot in here. There's Rick's button. Dan, you're next up. Deuce Vodka Hot Performer of the Week.
Well, I'm glad nobody took it from me, but my Deuce Vodka Hot Performer of the Week is going to go out to Randy and Patrick, the two volunteers that are there at every event that we need. They reach out to us before we even know we need volunteers. They are ready to help us out. Patrick is easily my favorite thing about Nation events. Him and I are really good buddies, and I needed that hug from Patrick that I got at the sign up table. So Randy and Patrick, you guys are rock stars at every Nation event. Really appreciate you guys coming out all the time, and you are my Deuce Vodka Hot Performer of the Week.
Yeah, that's hot. There's Dan's button. All right, Jay, you're next up. Deuce Vodka Hot Performer of the Week.
Yeah, well, obviously, like Jared and organization team, but that's been said. Our sponsors for the tournament, all of them, HGA, Activating Course, that's one. But I'm going to go not off the grid. This is still very important in my world, and Rick can attest to this. My hot performer of the week is one Carmen Winkler. This week, we opened Dog Patch and Bread and Butter in Umberville Block, where Nation HQ is moving to, and that beautiful person busted her ass all summer to get those things built, get them open, do all that stuff. So to see that come to fruition from all her hard work, I'm grateful to call her a partner, and she is kicking ass. So therefore, my hot performer.
Hot. Jay's button.
She's very good at what she does.
Yes.
That's why you call her the warden.
That's right.
She's the boss.
She is the boss. All right, just to wrap things up, my Deuce Vodka Hot Performer of the Week. I have 3 of them. I got to give a shout out to Zach Lang, Caroline, and Waz for sailing through. First Nation event, you guys crushed it. I thought you guys did a really, really good job. I know I tweeted it last night, but for me, because I've been to 100 of these by now, it's fun to see people experience the community side of what we do at Oilers Nation for the first time. And it was cool to see you guys kind of execute as well as you did throughout the first time and what can be a super crazy day at the Oilers Nation Open. So Zach, Caroline, Waz, all you guys made it through. All you guys did a great job. Thank you for the efforts. All 3 of you, my hot performer of the week. Dan?
I'm so annoying because I'm literally about to cry.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I'm hot blooded. Check it and see.
Honestly,
I got a fever of 103.
Well, that's an aggressive button from Dan.
Zach honestly got a lot of love around the course because a lot of people mentioned, "Oh, I love your articles. I read them all the time, every morning." I'm like, Jesus, this guy's getting the love he deserves. So
it's good to see you guys get some love for the job you're doing. And I know I'm a weirdo in the group, and it's even fun just to have people pump my tires a little bit, even though it makes me wildly uncomfortable. So the 3 of you guys did a great job. I appreciate the efforts, and there it is, the hot and cold performers of the week. Any final thoughts on the Oilers Nation Open? Maybe Jay, I'll throw it to you. This was number 3 or 4?
4.
3.
Quattro.
4?
Yeah, I thought it was 4.
4.
I was having a chat with someone about it, and yeah, I think it is 4.
Absolutely.
Should be 5.
It's at least 4.
I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
it is 4 for sure. Ronnie and I broke it down.
Okay, good. Well, I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait for Nation vacations. I can't wait for more events. That whole side of our world that we haven't been able to do for the last 18 months. It's nice to be back. So
just an all add in, I'll tag on. Thank you to everybody that attended. Without you guys showing up, we don't have a tournament. Otherwise, it's just all of us looking at each other and drinking for no reason in the sun, which is great, but it wouldn't be the same without
nice way to spend a Thursday for sure.
Although today I'm feeling a little fragile, a little sensitive about my surroundings, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll make it through. So for our friends at Sherwood Ford, DoorDash, Cornerstone Insurance, and Deuce Vodka, thank you for being here. This is Oilers Nation Radio. I'm Bag Milk. Waz is here, Rick's here, Caroline's here, Dan's here, and Jay's here. That's the tournament recap. If you went to the Oilers Nation Open yesterday, if you attended, hit us up. ON Radio Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Send us your photos. Tag us in photos if you took some. Send us your stories if you got some. I want to hear about your day at the tournament as well, because we had a great day. I hope you did too. From all of us on Bag Milk, this is episode 155 of Oilers Nation Radio. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Shout out Cougar Creek.
Thanks for listening to Oilers Nation Radio, delivered by DoorDash. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.